it's like you meet, if you're an animal, okay, you're a great white shark.
Okay.
There's a woman great white sharks and there's men great white sharks.
Yeah.
To every other animal, great white sharks are just vicious. No other animal looks at a great white shark and go, uh-oh, here comes the girl version.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of men, okay, we go and try to date within our species. Most male great whites say, oh, wow, they go, oh, girl, oh, I want her.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But women go,
yeah.
I hate the way great whites treat the woman great white.
Yeah.
So I'm going to now date these penguins or these seals who look at me and they run in fear. And I'm going to catch one and I'm not going to eat it. I'm just going to play around with it and have this particular animal who looks at me with this fear and reverence just go, oh my God, you didn't kill me. Yeah, I didn't kill you. Just because, that's why these gorgeous women date these weak men and they
Right, but aren't they usually doing that just to piss off the great white?
No, they're doing it because they go, I'm not going to sit here and deal with this other great white. So what happens though is they're dating their food. Then she's going, how do I feel like a woman? You fucking date this man, great white, and you go fuck with him, and this great white goes, hey bitch, look, you don't talk to me like that. I don't let no fucking girl sharks treat me like that.
I'm not a penguin.
Yeah, I got to deal with niggas trying to hunt me. I got to deal with other man sharks trying to bite me. I got to deal with you, bitch, with your mouth.
Yeah.
No, that dun music ain't yours. That's mine, motherfucker. I'm top of the food chain.
He was. I mean, he would say.
You really like that guy.
I really like that guy.
Because you really, that was.
And I'm not big on.
I've never heard you so sappy.
I'm not big on stand-up comedians. I mean, they do their job.
Never heard you so sappy. And he really tried to find the point. I mean, I like the guy as well, but I was just, and he
was good.
You really just.
But you know what? A lot of his stuff, a lot of his comedy was just a portion of who he was, because if he had few times to talk, it was always on some off stuff, some satellite radio, and maybe he was on Fox News every now and then. But
he was on Fox News.
He was on Fox News actually a lot. Yeah, I know, and you don't really know what to think about that. But he's a whole person, but he was always trying to find the point, and he was always trying to find logic in how the world is today. So that's the reason why we're talking about him, or I'm talking about him. His views on relationships, however, were perfect in my mind. They were just perfect. His ideas you couldn't use anywhere, right? You couldn't use them in any kind of world that we live in now. You couldn't use them. You couldn't say them.
I'm about to say, yeah, you couldn't say them.
But
you could probably use them, but you just couldn't. You couldn't speak them out loud in that way.
You couldn't, which is why he didn't get to the heights that I think that most people think that he should have. But his way of figuring stuff out, or his way of thinking about stuff, you almost couldn't argue him. I don't know anyone that has the logic to argue against what we just heard him say.
Really?
There's not a lot of logic against it.
Really?
There's not.
Okay, so let's see what he said. He says, women do not date. Men typically date the same kind of woman that a man is.
Right.
Right? Because he's saying men typically date within their species. They'll date another great white if they're a great white. Right? And women though.
Some, not all.
I think he said women. It was a brush.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, unless you just took a little bit in before that or after that. Well, some.
I think we share speaking.
I just hear.
Well, no,
that's
I
one
think
point.
I think me and this dead guy speak. I mean, we share in speaking to the rule and not the exception. So I think he was speaking to the rule. So this is just
your thoughts about, not anything that he said within his actual.
No, this isn't my thoughts.
Comment.
This is I think because I've heard a lot more of him. He speaks to the rule. He doesn't speak to exceptions. In his comment
right there.
In his comment right there, I want you to tell me what you heard. I already know what I heard.
I know what I heard, but I'm saying right there, he said women. He didn't say some women.
Right, and so
I'm just going to take him at women.
That's fine, and I think he's speaking to the rule, not the exception. So obviously there are some that will not fit this, and he was very honest about that.
But he's saying most women.
Right, that's what I think he's saying.
Okay, so women. Okay.
All right.
So
we went in a circle.
So, given that he's saying most women, he's saying most women go after and date the food, meaning people who are not of their same. On the same level as they are. They don't go out and they don't want to deal with another great white. Does he say why? I can't remember.
Well, he kind of made a teasing reference of why. I don't like the way that the actual sharks treat the other, great white shark. So I'm going to go out and date a penguin.
Right. Food. So and then therefore the dude who she's dating is always fearful of her.
Right.
And that's how the order is maintained.
Right.
In the relationship.
And that is why, in his estimation, those kind of women are never happy.
Which is most women. So, most women date their food, and that's how the order is maintained because they simply cannot deal with dating on their same level.
But his point is they choose to date penguins, and then ultimately they're not happy. Because ultimately, they want the penguin to do a shark-like thing, and he ultimately can't do it. He's a penguin.
But what I would say to this guy, who's no longer on this earth, is that I think I could see what he's saying overall in the fact that this thing happens where a woman will date somewhere outside of some kind of level that she might be on, right?
Right.
I think it happens on both sides, too. I disagree that men date because men often will date men in power will often date, I don't know, someone who has so much less to lose than him. It happens all the time.
But that doesn't answer the question, and it doesn't fit his logic.
I'm parallel. I do not agree with the fact that men do not they'll date another great white. I don't agree with that statement.
Well, here's what his point is.
His point is overall happiness in the situation.
Well, his point is that men are top of the food chain. So everything is food to a man. Even the female great white. He's top of the food chain.
But what he said is that a man will date another on his level. That's not what men do. But that's what he said.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Should replay it.
The logic, according to Patrice O'Neal, is that even a female shark is not on his level. You hear that last part? That music is for me. I'm top of the food chain.
No, right.
So if he's top of the food chain, everything is food to him. But everything is not food to the women shark.
But another great white would still be considered on his level. It wouldn't be a penguin. It wouldn't be literal food to him. Like literally, I eat you. Which is what.
But you don't see
which is what female you do. You go out and date your actual food. He's saying in the beginning that men do not actually go out and date their food. And what I'm saying is that men all the time go out and date their food. Twitter at DeadFreshCast and subscribe at iTunes.
If you don't agree,
that is a fantasy land of Patrice O'Neal.
If you don't agree,
that's what I'm saying.
If you don't agree that men only date their own species, that's fine. But that doesn't speak, which is what I want you to do, to what he said about women. His logic is still right. You just don't agree.
Wrong.
You just don't agree that men date their own species. Okay, fine. But of what he said
I'm saying that
is about
men do
female
not, I'm saying
great
the
rights.
first thing that he said off top, which is the basis of his
Okay,
argument,
and we
is
spent
that
10 minutes on that.
Is that men don't do what women do.
I got it.
Which is date their food. And I'm saying that is absolutely a lie. And that is why women are having to date the food that he's talking about.
He's not asking you to explain why. He's saying, no.
I'm going down the argument.
He's not
Let's
asking you to explain why.
the first part, and then I'll go to the second part.
Fine.
We know that it's all about the pieces of the
I've
puzzle.
long let the first part go. It's just something you don't agree with. You just don't agree with it.
I'm going to establish the first part, and then I'm going to get to the end.
Fine.
So here's the deal.
Take your time.
Men, as I always do, men do not, he's wrong. Men date their food all day. And the great white female, who might be all the things that he's admiring, sees the man dating the food. And so, but he's continuing to date the food, and he's continuing to like the food, wife the food, all of that kind of stuff with the food, making the food more important than the actual species that's sitting over here that is his complement. And then, so she says, well, I don't have a choice. Because you don't see me, you might admire me over there, but you're not actually acting out.
That's how you. That's how you just deal with the first part.
I'm on the second
part. Oh,
because
I had no idea you crossed over.
I need you to follow.
No idea you crossed over.
I need you to follow. I know everybody else is.
No idea
one
you crossed
sitting
over.
over here not following. So now she's at the second part of the argument. So this is the cause and the effect. The effect is, if you're another great white female and you're never getting chose because he's always choosing the food, then that diminishes your playing field. So yes, you do look at the penguin. And yes, you do look at some of the other fare out there. And maybe that does create a relationship that is not stellar and spectacular. Your relationship as a great white dating the penguin may be stellar and spectacular. I might place that on your actual mindset. Maybe your mindset is just poor. I don't know why that works for you. But it's not working for the female because she is dating her food. She is dating her food, but maybe she doesn't have a choice. Twitter at DeadFreshCast and subscribe at iTunes.
So your long, extended, repetitive answer to what he said is to explain that the reason chicks are dating under them is not for any other reason other than that dudes are not choosing them. That's your answer.
Quite simple to me.
That's your simple answer.
Do you really know?
And we as intelligent people know that nothing's that simple.
Can I ask you this?
We know nothing's that simple.
Can I ask you how many females you know?
Don't say that.
How many females you know that you actually admire that are dating beneath them?
All.
And why would that be the case?
All.
And you think that that's by choice? You think that that's by choice? You think that these intelligent women, are choosing to date? I think that that's sad that you think that.
And
I
without
think
being able to without being able to go into specifics, what you are doing is assuming, which is what all women do in this kind of conversation. You're assuming that these people...
I'm a female. I live life. I know why I'm not dating specific people and why my field is shorter. I know exactly what my issue is.
You are assuming that if I knew 10 women, and I could say that about 10 women, you're assuming that 7 of them would be quality women in the first place.
No, I asked you.
That's what you're assuming. No. Hold on. Wait. I let you talk. In order to give me that whole spiel you gave me about the field being low and that this is happening because the dudes are
experience.
Are you
saying my experience is not real? Are you saying I'm a subset? Or are you saying I would be
to tell me to give your simple, oversimplistic explanation that you gave? Would be to say that 8 out of 10 of those hypothetical women are desirable.
And you
would be flawed in saying that.
Question: why are they not desirable?
Why are they not desirable?
Because I asked you, do you know women? Let me rephrase my question.
Would you like me to answer the first question? Why they're not desirable?
Absolutely not, because
I can answer that.
Absolutely not, because I think that I opened it too far out.
Okay, because I'll do it.
Let me, and I'm not going to do that and let you muddy up the water. So what I will ask you is this: how many quality women do you know who are dating beneath them?
2 out of 10.
That is a absolute lie, and
That's
I'm saying
a lie?
that from a female perspective.
I know them, so how can you say that?
I'm saying, okay. Well,
2 out of 10.
Do you think that what your experience is the rule?
My experience in today's time with my people is the rule.
That is a lie.
That's a lie. Every show,
I am a female.
And we had this talk. Hold on, we had this talk.
Female friends,
Hold on,
and
no.
I'm telling you, 2 out of 10
We've had
dating
this talk.
beneath is a lie.
Since what is that? I would say
There
even
is
hold
absolutely
on.
more out of that
let me
10
tell
that you
you.
need to pick up.
Even before waiting to exhale, you've been indoctrinated with dating beneath you. Have you not?
No.
Every black movie tells you to do it.
Yes, but
every
just because
black
every
TV
black
show
movie
tells
tells
you
me to do it doesn't mean that I
art
do it.
imitates life, and art has a big effect on it. So you cannot
Miles?
tell me. Hold on. You can't tell me
Miles?
that what I'm saying is the exception. You
Miles,
can't tell me
you
that.
need to add more women to your 10.
Why?
It's not just 2.
I don't need to just. I don't
It's
know.
not just 2. It's
just
not
2.
20% of women who are quality women.
How many percent would you say?
Beneath.
How many percent would you say if you had 10?
If
How many
I had
percent
10, I would say
are quality and dating under themselves? Quality now. Just keep that in mind. Don't just make them women. And no, all women are not quality. I don't roll with that here. So, no, they're not all quality. Come on now.
I would say 80%.
80%. So you got the reverse number I got. Really? We are both intelligent. We both hang around intelligent people. We both have, if we don't have the same circle, we have similar circles.
What I am telling you is that most women I know, I would say, are dating beneath him.
And 8 out of 10
And
of them
they
are
know
quality.
that.
So why are they dating beneath him?
I know very few well-matched couples.
Why are they dating beneath him? Why is this something they choose to do?
Because the playing field, it's not true. It's a choice because it is a made choice. Sure, if the field was open, do you think that a female would turn down saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go out with this fabulous guy"? Who you think that someone actually turns that down? Nobody turns that down.
Here's the reason why
the problem is those two people are not looking for each other.
Here's the reason why his logic sticks.
And it's on his side.
His logic sticks. One, because, and I could go on about how this totally affects me personally, and I've sat across the table from many of women that hear, I don't have any kids, I've not ever been married, I'm not any kind of child support, I've never been to jail, and I never get a call back. I've personally experienced that more than, I don't date a lot, but I would say 5. And 5 for me is a lot because I don't date a lot.
Well, they might think.
To where
but
you sit across the table and you just tell your story, and your story's not interesting. I don't have a baby mom, a crazy baby mom. I don't have a PO.
Maybe they think that you're too good.
I don't. Well,
and they might psych themselves out of that.
But that fits to his logic.
That's a 20%.
But that fits to his logic, right?
But that they would never call you back. I don't know.
No
that female.
callback.
I don't know that female.
None.
I don't know that female.
Because I can't really. I am a boring guy. Even though I got every bit of scent that I make, I get to keep, right? I got none of these super extensive problems going out. I don't have any of this. And I don't get a call back. And I'm not going to spend too much time on me, but there are dudes who will listen to this that know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not crying a river about it, but it's real. And for you to say that the way that you see it is the rule, it's not true.
Twitter at DeadFreshCast and subscribe to iTunes.
But okay, but it ultimately comes down to choice, right?
But if that person who you say let's say you see a great white.
Yes.
But she's like, nah, I'm not. I don't see you as a great white.
Then I find another one, or I'm alone.
I see you as a penguin.
I find another one, or I'm alone.
That's how.
That's how everybody chooses. That's how every animal chooses.
Everybody doesn't.
That's
choose
how
to
white
be
people
alone.
choose.
Everybody doesn't choose.
We are
to
the
be
only
alone.
people that don't choose that way.
I disagree with that.
I don't.
I disagree with that.
We on larger numbers.
I disagree with that.
Date below on more.
I
really
absolutely disagree.
Then
with
I
that.
want you to tell me what other race possibly where there is.
I think
where
white
women,
men all day
where
long.
Women, hold on.
I
Where
think white
women
men all day long.
Where women
date beneath
under
them.
themselves.
I think that's almost even a rule.
I asked you a question.
I think it's almost even a rule. I do not agree
okay.
with white folks
I
dating
heard
beneath
what
them. I don't.
I heard what you said, but I asked you a question.
What?
What other race is there where the females date under them more than black women?
Okay, I would agree with you on that.
Okay. So that's what we have here. We have men doing it across the board.
That's why I'm saying
right?
to you. But that's why I'm saying to you, Miles.
If I agree
that
with
you
your
have
argument,
to know that you have to recognize that you have. Yes, men do it across the board.
Across the board, it don't matter what race.
What I'm saying is that's why I think you have to. You can't place it on the black female and say, well, you're just some sort of anomaly.
But I can if it is an anomaly.
Without looking at what is happening. And that's why I'm saying that the reason why that is going on is because the black female's reaction to not being recognized as a great white. Like when quality women do not get recognized as being a great white, it's different than other people, apparently. And there's not enough out there for her to go out and choose someone else. The lag time in between.
I would say that's y'all's fault, though.
A lag time in between is not there. Because black men, look at most white men will date other white women. Or Asians, maybe.
Right.
Or, you know what I'm saying? But black men date Asians, Mexicans, whoever, Hispanics, Asian, they date all over. And you never really see him actually like the black white shark.
So then her response to that is to date. So
you have two responses that you can
under.
choose. Actually, you have three. You can just stay by yourself.
That's one.
Right? And just be by yourself.
That's one.
And then two is you can go and date outside of your race, which we know black women do not typically do.
Yeah, because we
haven't got around to it yet. We're starting. We're starting.
There's reasons, and I don't want to say it, but yeah.
No, that's not true. Stop being stupid. Stop being stupid. It's not true. That we're not. For whatever reason, that's not something that we're at this point.
But the other races ain't choosing y'all like that.
And that might be true.
Okay, can we say that?
And the other races are not choosing.
They're not. And they're not choosing us like that in those numbers either. I don't know why you all think that we just got it like that. You don't think that what we're talking about right now is quantity. And what I'm saying is that in the quantity game, the numbers are not there for what you're talking about. For what you want from black women. They're not there. Okay, look, we've given a lot of traction, a lot of road to these poor women that don't have a choice.
Wow.
We've given a lot of traction.
That's how you would define what I'm talking about?
That is how I define, because I don't know if I'm the reason why I'm not particularly sympathetic to that is because the people who are quality that are in those situations are so in the minority, and you're making them more women than they actually are. I don't believe there's more of them. Women. I think there's a select few, and those I do feel sorry for, but there's so many that shouldn't be in that group. I have to have this attitude.
No.
But since we've given so much traction to those women, what traction now can we give to the ones that freely choose it, as in the Patrice O'Neal clip? The one that choose it because they don't want to deal with what a great white brings to the table.
Only way I'm having this conversation with you is that first of all, because I will not say most women are just out there choosing it. I won't say that. I do think it is a subset of issues and choices that create.
Whatever brings you to answering the question.
I will not go with that. So I would only go with saying there is maybe and perhaps a I think that there is a subset.
Perhaps. Did you really?
I think that they're saying. I think that there is a subset of women who can go out for what he's talking about. To be in control.
Which is where we started.
It sounds like, but it's not most women.
Whatever.
It has to be clear.
Whatever answers the question.
It has to be clear.
Whatever gets you there.
No, it's not whatever that gets me there.
However you get there.
It's not whatever gets me there. It's not. It's not most women.
Whatever. Continue.
It is
with this new topic.
I will say, the select group of women who choose to go out and date their food for control, because that's what he's saying. Those women, that's their choice.
How many women could you pick off your head that if you had 10, how many of them are doing that? For control reasons.
Okay, you know what? If
you had 10, and keep in mind you had 8 last time, so you don't have a whole lot.
I'm saying I'll recalibrate.
You don't have a whole lot left.
I'll recalibrate.
Okay.
I would say 30%, and I might even take my little quality situation down to 60% and leave a 10% gap.
Can you clarify any of that?
I would say 30. There could be 30%. And let me say this about the 30%.
Wow. So you're going to justify that?
Let me say, no, I'm not going to justify it, but
okay.
We're talking about humans. We're talking about human beings.
I know that.
Okay, so let's not be like, well, you're going to justify it. Let's not do that.
It's just a percentage, man. It's just a percentage.
I would say that of those 30% of women that I think could be in a relationship for control reasons and then be unhappy behind that, I would say that it's still an issue that feeds off of the larger 60%.
Oh my God.
It's still an issue that feeds off of that, because...
Can you all just not ever just be something? Why is it always gotta be some kind of disclaimer? I asked you how many are doing it for control. Period. Why is it always gotta be this disclaimer? Can it not just be? Can it not just be?
Because we're human beings.
Oh my God. So they're doing it for control. However, it's still...
There's reasonings behind that.
It's still somehow the dudes' fault that they're doing it by control.
That. It's reasonings that's the case.
Does everybody hear this? It can't just be... who's doing it for control? There's a certain amount that's doing it for control. But no, even the amount that's doing it purely for control, it can't just be on their control shit. It's got to be... Ultimately, still, it's because these dudes out here is tripping.